The question is, what is Dr. Parenti's view of Bernie Sanders?
Well, Bernie and I were very close friends for years. He'd come over my house when I lived in Washington, D.C. He came with his kid, and my son was visiting me. I made them dinner. Bernie and I both ran on the Liberty Union ticket in Vermont. I ran for the House of Representatives. Vermont has only one congressman, so you can't get gerrymandered out. But it meant I'd go up and down the whole state, and I got 7% of the vote. Bernie ran for Senate, U.S. Senate. He got 2% of the vote. And very close to Bernie. His last words to me, I remember when he came to Oakland, and he said, "Where have you been? I haven't seen you. Stay in touch with me." I said, "Sure, I will, Bernie." But then came the Yugoslav war, and Bernie sided with President William Clinton and supported the bombing of Yugoslavia, 78 days and nights. Depleted uranium, which has left Serbia today with the highest cancer rate in all of Europe. I vigorously opposed that war and wrote a book about it called To Kill a Nation, the attack on Yugoslavia. And Bernie, as I told Huck was a good friend. He was a professor from the university who took a leave to go work in Bernie's office when Bernie was now in the House of Representatives. Bernie went to the House of Representatives. He got elected mayor of Burlington and then House of Representatives and then the US Senate. And now he's doing this try for the presidency. I said, he's standing shoulder to shoulder with NATO and the CIA and the White House and Bill Clinton and these creepos for a war. And that's when I broke with him. I stopped sending contributions. So when I saw that he was running, and I put on the little thing to see some of the events with 10,000 people, I must admit, I sat there and it was very touching and I was so happy to see it. I was very happy to see Bernie getting up there, 10,000 people, and the powers that be have to deal with him in some way now. It's like a big blister in the way, and they got to deal with him. And mostly they don't say too much. They just concentrate on Donald Trump. Yeah, I think it's great. The trouble is he's still not saying anything about foreign policy. He's still not criticizing. The empire feeds off the republic. We don't need an empire with 700 military bases all over the world. We don't need to be fighting 2, 3, 4, 5 wars at the same time. This is crazy. Bernie hasn't said a word about those things. He hasn't. He's just not said anything about it. He's good on local issues. I think he's a liberal Democrat. He's not a socialist or not even really a left progressive. He'd be a good liberal Democrat, but look at what he says. He says, and we want the rich to pay their share too. What do you mean? We want to stop having the rich rule our lives and rule our minds. That's what we want. I think he could do a lot better on that, and he's going to have to say, it's not just me. I was alone years ago about his position on foreign policy, but a number of other people have brought it up now too. So he will have to start saying something about foreign policy, which would put him at odds with the national security state boys who play for keeps. When you get into arguments with them, you got to be careful about your plane crashing or your car skidding and going off the road, or a lone assassin coming over and killing you, as John Lennon happened to him, and a few others, supposedly.